Greetings and welcome to Tiki's Self-Love You. I'm so excited for you to join me on this journey, and I'm super excited for you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. So here I'm meeting you at fresh out of a breakup, okay? Now, you might be in different stages of your breakup, but you might find some benefit in following along on all of the videos in regards to the different stages of a breakup so that you can, maybe be triggered positively, and maybe there's some things that you skipped over that you'd like to explore, and checking in with each stage of the breakup stage would be great for your healing and for your growth. All right, so let's get started. There is no necessary timeline for your healing, or there is no measure of when or how you should be over any of this that's going on in your life. What we're going to explore is different ways to expand your way of thinking to help accelerate you feeling more free to move into the you that you desire, or to be with the ideal partner, or to call in, manifest, expand your way of thinking. The possibilities are endless, but what we're not going to do is worry about that X. All right, so let's talk about the 3 stages after a breakup. We have the grieving stage, the healing stage, and the living stage. Okay, now each one of these different stages we're going to break up into different short videos, and then I'm going to unpack a bunch of different videos along the way. I decided to make a bunch of small different videos so that if you're triggered or if something comes up, hopefully by the title of the video, the intention or something I said in the video will be a safe space for you to return to when triggered. Then I'm also offering you written materials, journal prompts, things to read, things to think about. You're going to have homework. There's so much to explore. Okay, so let's dive into grieving. First things first, when it comes to grieving, I'm going to say that you must allow yourself to mourn. Understand that you spent however amount of time with another person, and maybe you shared space with them, maybe you were even married, maybe you lived together, on paper technically or not. Maybe there were things that you shared, maybe you shared a vehicle, have a pet, anything like that. So that's a deep connection. Whenever you are in a relationship with someone, whenever you decide to maybe cross into the threshold of being intimate with someone, once that ends, there is definitely a phase where we feel like we have lost something. That is a deep grief. So to skip over the grieving part is, I don't think is beneficial. Now, like I said earlier, how long depends on you. You could be someone who's just like, I watched a video earlier when the guy asked the woman, how long do you before you get back out there? She said, well, all I need is a hairdo and a babysitter, and it's on, basically. So that same kind of energy applies here, where it's just like, you can take a moment of maybe a washing set, a hair clip, a tattoo, and you're done. Or you're someone who needs more time, as well as adding those things in to help you on your journey through grieving. Okay, so allow yourself to feel, mourn, take your time, get it out of your system so you can really move on. Don't rush the step. Whatever you see fit, whatever you feel like it's going to help you get through it. If you want to sit up and listen to sad songs for hours, I guess so. But you got to remember that it's only going to last but for so long. And it's up to you to decide how long that is. A couple of days, weeks, a couple of months. I'm going to say, honestly, if you make it past 6 months, we really need to check in on the one-on-one, or we shall refer ourselves to a therapist of some sort, okay? Because the goal is for you to see the value in you. Self-love you, loving you, to know that you have such a value that whomever lost you, and they're the ones that's missing out. Okay, I want you to honor these feelings that you're feeling, though. Moving through this process of the morning, honor those feelings. What comes up? Why do you feel this way? And honor those feelings. Sitting with those feelings and saying, okay, well, I feel this way because I remember when we went to blah, 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 my partner at the time said to me, promises, promises, promises. Okay, it's okay, right? Unpack those feelings, right? Which then brings me to a homework assignment. Write a letter to your ex. That's right, write a letter. Now, I'm not saying that you write this letter and you send it. This is a letter for you to energetically get out all that stuff that you need to get out. Talk to them direct, firm, curse, be angry. Explain to them how they got you fucked up in different terms, in different ways, at different places, and really release it. Maybe you can even express ways where you feel disappointed, where you felt like they could have really stepped it up and they didn't, okay? Now, say everything you need to say and say it with emotion and get it all out. This is your way of getting your closure, because I'm sorry to say this, but no one owes you anything. No one has to call you up and tell you why. You don't have to meet up and have a closure session. When it's done, it's done. Because most of the times when you reach the decision to decide that things were done, things were not easy. They weren't amazing. You weren't super excited to be in this relationship. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been considering breaking up. But now that it's already happened, you got to come to terms with what is, and then let's move forward, okay? So also understand that your mistreatment is your closure. However they treated you, that made you feel like you were done, or whatever occurred for that person to then say this is not going to work. The mistreatment is the closure. That's it. That's why the letter is for you and you don't have to send it. Now, for me, depending on how you're working with me, if you're following along on this on your own, what I would suggest is for you to burn this letter. Now, you can do 2 letters, one where you really feel like you're letting it go and you can refer back to it during this grieving stage where you can check yourself anytime you triggered, and then one where you write it down and you just kind of like highlight some key points and then burn that paper safely. We will definitely talk about burn release in the burn release video, okay? Now, when you want in these details, you also want to go over any fights, anything, any disagreements with friends or family, whatever comes up, write it all down, okay? Now, to help you get through the grieving stage, you're going to go ahead and create a dream list. This is a list where you write out what the ideal relationship consists of. Maybe you go ahead and get as detailed as possible and say that you have date nights on Fridays, you go on 2-3 vacations in a year. Whatever that looks like, write out a dream list about your next ideal partner. You're going to make sure that you go back to this list whenever you feel like you want to text or call your ex. Because honestly, you created an ideal relationship and the relationship that you were just in does not fit that, right? So the best way to make this dream list is to think about all the things that you didn't do with your ex that maybe you wanted to. Maybe there were expos, or maybe there were events, outdoor events, hiking, whatever it is that you wanted to do and pursue that you didn't do with your ex. Put all of that in your dream list. Then you're going to focus on the person. What does this ideal person look like, smell like, dress like? Where do they work? Where do they hang out? What are their friends like? What is their relationship with their family? Have they gone to therapy? How old are they? Like, I want you to really get extremely detailed as possible, because this is all a part of the law of assumption and manifesting all at once. You're going to call into existence the ideal person for you because you set your sights to it. Now, the key to this is to make sure that you reflect on the things that didn't work out in your relationship and focus on how you want the new relationship to work. This way, once you do manifest that ideal partner, if that's something that you desire, that shit don't come back up. You were able to say, well, my ex didn't do this, so I want to do that. And you're not going to say it to your future partner like, my ex didn't do this, I want to do that. You express like, I've always wanted to go to the Greek food fest at blah, blah, blah. Wouldn't it be nice to go? Let's explore it, right? You've already gotten the anger behind all the times that you've missed because you put down these things in your dream list. Now you're with your ideal person, not even stressing, okay? These are all little tools and things that you can do to help you love yourself more and free yourself and make sure that you're ready for your next ideal person. Now, the beauty about this dream list is, let's double back. It is for you whenever you feel triggered. It is for you when you feel like you're going to give in and text your ex. And it's for when you think about pushing away what you want and just giving up. It's too hard. Go to this list, because trust me, what you want wants you. And once you always remind yourself what you really want, you won't slip up on things that you could do without. All right. Next up, remove the memory. I can't tell you how many people still have old clothes, old items in the house, and it's just like those things hold energy, okay? Now, there's a couple of things that you can do. If it's extremely close and it's still safe and it's not weird, you can say, listen, I've got your things in the box to the left. Or you can just go ahead and donate them, honestly. Because if the person wanted those things, trust, they would have gotten it. Because there's no way that if he left his Allen Iverson jersey at your house, that he didn't take it when the relationship ended. He's not letting that linger, trust. But some old CDs, you don't even got a CD player. Let it go, girl. Stop. An old sweater, it got holes in it, okay? Your next man pull up on you or your next boo pull up on you and you got your ex's little cheeky booty shorts in the house, fellas, or ladies, you got your old ex-boyfriend's hoodie and your next man come by and they're like, whose hoodie is this? Your next girl come by and she like, whose shorts are these? Is that really what you want? No. So let's accelerate that and purge, okay? Release the things that you have of this person from your house, from your space, from your car, from your job, from wherever, okay? Seriously, remove the memory. Don't let his things linger. Let it go for good, okay? Also, set some boundaries. Set some boundaries. This is what I talked about earlier. Decide how long you're going to grieve, okay? Approach it like a business transaction. I'm so serious. Be like, listen, these things happen to me. I feel this kind of way, but I am only going to think about this for this amount of time. Because if I think about it for any bit longer, it's going to drive me nuts, okay? So maybe you're like, look, 3 months tops and I'm over it. And then you're like, in 3 weeks, shit. Going through these different things, every time I was triggered, I went to my dream list. I'm over it right now. I'm just like, you know what? I realized how much I settled. I realized how much, how little I was thinking about myself. Okay? There's a lot to be true and there's a lot to be said about all that. Okay? So set some boundaries with yourself. Be kind and gentle with yourself, but set boundaries too. Okay? And please, 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 another step of the grieving process, please stop focusing on him. Please, especially if he's not, genuinely apologetic, if it's not, the difference in one of those times when you were willing to take them back. But if this is really the time, which I feel it is because you're watching this video, you got to stop focusing on him. Stop focusing on what he does after the breakup. Stop checking his social media, or whatever else they might be, maybe emails or the WhatsApp. You want to see if he's been active lately or if he's posting on his stories or whatever. Don't do it. Because this is how he feels about himself. It's not how he feels about you. This breakup is really not about you. How they decided to end it and carry on thereafter is how they feel about themselves, not you, okay? So here's the thing. And fellas, I'm so sorry, but I want you to come to terms with this too. There are very few times that men actually process grief, okay? So if you're a man that's in this self-love view, I want you to really process what's going on. Even if you give yourself a timeline, please really sit with what is and give yourself some time. Don't just brush it off in like 5-10 minutes and then just be back out and dating and taking chicks other places. That's not a good idea. So when men don't take much time to process things, this often leaves them time. They don't think about the situation and what it means for them and where they need to grow and what they need to release. Gentlemen, take the time to think about that. What do you need to release? What was your role in this? Okay? Process that. Okay? Don't just let it go. All right? So remember, ladies, that it's about how he feels about himself. He doesn't process this. It is what it is, and he's willing to move on. That's if this person is not for you. Now, honestly, like I said, the person that's for you doesn't fit this bill, or you wouldn't be watching this video. Alrighty? So, I hope this helps you in the grieving process. There is homework for you as well. Remember, you are going to create your dream list of the ideal relationship and the ideal person for you. And then you're going to remind yourself who the fuck you are. Give yourself plenty of time to grieve, but remember to set boundaries. Don't grieve forever, girl. Also, make sure that you clear the space of all of their old items that you don't need to be holding on to. Alrighty? So I hope this helps, and go ahead and check out your journal and see what you can work on right now, what journal prompts you can work on, because there are always going to be journal prompts to help you along this journey, whether you're working on this on your own, with me in the hybrid, or one-on-one. So I'm going ahead and shuffle, and we're going to pull some affirmations for love and relationships. I got here wholeness. I am complete, whole, and filled with love. I have everything I need. If I ask or look for more, I'm ignoring the love and gifts that are already in my life. Instead, I'll be grateful and acknowledge that anything else would be extra icing on life's cake. FYI, to whoever is listening, extra icing is totally welcome, as it's obviously the most delicious part. Alrighty? So, beautiful, beautiful soul, if you are on your grieving stage of your breakup journey, just know that you deserve to be whole, and you are worthy, and you are taking steps to get you to bounce back like never before. I will see you in our next video. We're at step 2, which is healing. Stay well.